Unfortunately for Sydney Sweeney, the internet is forever, and the old tweets that she had liked about Tom Holland have been dug up. There have been lots of blinds about these two over the years, saying that Sydney Sweeney did not like Zendaya, she was trash-talking her. Now, part of that reasoning is people believe that Sydney Sweeney wants Zendaya's man, she wants Tom Holland. So I went digging and I found the tweets for you. This was back in 2021. Mind you, Zendaya and Tom started officially dating in 2021. He was coming to visit her regularly on set, on Euphoria set. So Sydney knew he was there to see Zendaya. She was allegedly on Twitter liking tweets about it.
Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel because this drama is about to get wild. Let's get into it. Sydney Sweeney is going through one of the roughest years Hollywood has ever seen. Her once shining career seems to be taking hit after hit, and people are shocked by how quickly things have spiraled. It's like everything she worked so hard for is slipping through her fingers, and even her own co-stars reportedly want to keep their distance.
And when that's your coworker's man that you see him coming to see her every day on set, I think that's a little crazy. Girl is so Cassie-coded in real life. She took that role seriously. She wanted to method act Cassie, I guess, and try and steal her coworker's boyfriend. Obviously didn't work, because look at the way that Tom looks at Zendaya.
There's talk that Zendaya doesn't even want to be seated next to her during interviews, and the gossip world has been buzzing about awkward tension behind the scenes. On top of that, there are wild rumors floating around that Sydney might have been a bit too friendly with Zendaya's fiancé, Tom Holland. And let's just say that hasn't helped her image at all. To make things worse, she was named one of the actors with the most box office flops this year, and the numbers were shockingly low. Her recent brand deals haven't been doing well either, and she's found herself caught in controversy after controversy. From messy relationship rumors to questionable marketing choices and a string of public backlash, Sydney has refused to apologize or back down, standing firm even when people demanded explanations. Some say she thought she couldn't be canceled, but Hollywood might be proving otherwise. Still, there's a final chance for her to bounce back next year, and fans are already guessing what her next big move will be. Sydney started out strong, making smart career choices and landing roles that showed off her intensity and talent. She knew how to grab attention with her beauty and bold performances, and that's what made her a breakout star in the first place. Sydney Sweeney didn't just go for pretty roles. She went for ones that had real emotion and depth. She wanted to build a career that could stand the test of time, and it showed in her early choices. When she first appeared on screen, people were genuinely excited to see her rise. Her role as Cassie on Euphoria was unforgettable. She poured so much emotion into every scene that viewers couldn't take their eyes off her. In just one episode, she could switch between 20 different feelings, and it always felt real and raw. Back then, Sydney seemed like the perfect example of a new generation film star. Confident, bold, and unafraid to show every side of herself. The energy in Hollywood was totally different during the early Euphoria years. It was all about empowerment, confidence, and women owning their space.
I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad.
It was surreal.
It was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be totally human. I would probably feel like thankful that somebody had my back in public, you know, and conveniently some very powerful people had my back in public. And I wondered if you felt that way.
Sydney tapped right into that spirit and became a symbol of that fearless attitude. She didn't just chase fame, she picked roles that reflected what people were feeling and talking about at the time. Her characters often explored deep, emotional, and social issues, showing how she could take on serious material and still make it entertaining. In The White Lotus, she played a daughter who questioned her privileged background and pushed for change, and it really showed her ability to dig into complex characters. And in Euphoria, she brought attention to struggles that many young people could relate to: identity, love, and acceptance. Sydney's early work showed she wasn't afraid to take risks or challenge herself, and that's what made so many fans believe she was the real deal. Some fans started to wonder if Sydney Sweeney had been blending into what the industry wanted back then just to fit in, or if that version of her was truly who she was. Over time, it seemed like the public started seeing a different side of her, and people began to question if she had simply evolved or if this was the real Sydney finally stepping out. The shift started around 2021, when photos from her mom's 60th birthday party caused a stir online. In the images, guests were seen wearing themed clothing that some viewers found controversial, and the internet quickly jumped to conclusions about what it meant. People were confused and started speculating about her personal views, especially since her past roles had always leaned toward empowerment and inclusivity. Sydney decided to clear the air herself, posting a calm response to the chaos. She said, "You guys, this is wild. An innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60-year birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which was not the intention. Please stop making assumptions. Much love to everyone, and happy birthday, Mom." Her reply was simple and graceful, and it helped ease the tension quickly. After that, Sydney bounced right back into her work, proving that no online drama could slow her down. She went on to star in and produce Anyone But You, a rom-com that became a massive surprise hit.
I don't think that, it's not that that feeling I didn't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking of it like that, or like of any of it. I kind of just put my phone away. I don't really see a lot of it.
But the risk is that, there's a chance that somebody will get some idea about what you think about certain issues. Like, do you worry about that?
No.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority.
I think that when I have an issue that I want
The movie had a $25 million budget, but made over $220 million at the box office. That's huge. It revived a genre that had been fading for years, showing Sydney's power to bring audiences back to theaters. Many compared her to iconic romantic comedy stars of the past, saying she did in one movie what others had been trying to do for decades. But of course, no success story in Hollywood comes without its share of rumors, and the press couldn't stop talking about the alleged behind-the-scenes drama between Sydney and her co-star Glenn Powell. Even though both Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell were in long-term relationships at the time, fans couldn't stop talking after some behind-the-scenes photos surfaced. The pictures showed them looking a little too comfortable during filming, laughing, leaning in close, and sharing moments that felt almost too real. It instantly sent social media into a frenzy, with people debating whether their on-screen chemistry had crossed over into real life. Neither Sydney nor Glenn ever confirmed or denied the rumors, which only made people more curious. They let the speculation swirl just enough to keep the movie in the headlines, and suddenly, everyone wanted to see if that spark they saw online would light up the big screen. The mystery worked. Their chemistry sold tickets, and Anyone But You became a box office smash. Still, Sydney stayed quiet through it all, keeping things professional and never admitting to anything beyond friendship. Even after Glenn's engagement reportedly ended, she maintained her cool image and moved right along with her career. Some people started saying she had figured out the Hollywood game, using curiosity and headlines to keep her name trending without ever directly fueling the drama. It started to look like Sydney had developed her own playbook for fame. Instead of fighting every rumor, she stayed silent, knowing the internet would eventually move on to the next big topic. This method, i.e., letting the storm pass while staying focused, seemed to give her an almost untouchable reputation. People might talk, but she always came out the other side stronger. That's exactly what happened with the Anyone But You situation. She turned what could have been chaos into clever promotion. It was like she'd learned that mystery keeps audiences hooked, and a little bit of speculation can make a movie unforgettable. But then, Sydney Sweeney seemed to push things a little too far, and that bold strategy of creating buzz started to backfire. After the success of her movie, her next few moves had fans scratching their heads. One of the biggest moments was a controversial commercial she did for a men's soap brand, where her playful tone came off the wrong way to many viewers. People online debated whether the ad was empowering or just uncomfortable. And suddenly, the conversation shifted from her talent to her image. Instead of celebrating her as a confident actress, some critics felt she was being reduced to the very thing she once challenged, a symbol rather than a serious artist. It was as if the line between her public persona and her real self started to blur, and fans began wondering which version of Sydney they were really seeing. Things really escalated when Sydney Sweeney's ad for American Eagle jeans hit the internet, and wow, did it cause a storm. In the ad, she made comments about how great genes get passed down from parents to kids, but the message didn't land the way it was intended. Many viewers felt the tone was strange and completely missed the mark, sparking major backlash online. Sydney tried to explain that it was just a playful campaign about family and fashion, but by then, the controversy had already taken over social media. Fans who once adored her during her Euphoria days began to feel disconnected, while new audiences were forming their own opinions about her. This time, her usual silence didn't calm things down. Instead, it made the internet even louder. People wanted clarity, but she stayed quiet, and that silence became its own headline. It was a turning point where her image seemed to shift overnight, leaving fans wondering what direction her career would take next. When the backlash over the American Eagle ad grew even louder, many hoped Sydney Sweeney would come forward with a clear statement to ease the tension. But instead, when asked about it, she simply said, "When I want to speak about something I care about, I will." That response surprised a lot of people. Some thought she was waiting for the right time, while others felt she was avoiding the topic altogether. Critics believed this was her moment to clarify things and move forward, but Sydney seemed determined to stand her ground. While a few fans defended her, saying she might not have realized how her words came across, others felt the situation had gone too far. Meanwhile, her recent film releases haven't been performing as expected, adding more pressure to her already complicated year. One of them, Christie, where she played a real-life boxer, didn't make much of an impact at the box office. It feels like Sydney is standing at a crossroads, trying to figure out how to rebuild her image and remind everyone why she became a star in the first place. Sydney Sweeney had high hopes for her film Christy Martin, which she produced under her own company. But the results were rough. With a $15 million budget, it only made about $1.3 million on opening weekend, despite launching in over 2,000 theaters. It was meant to be a huge release, but the turnout just wasn't there. Then came Americana, which earned under $500,000 on a $9 million budget, followed by Eden, another big project that struggled to find an audience. After 3 back-to-back disappointments, people started to wonder if the ongoing controversies were affecting her box office pull. Fans still recognize Sydney's talent. She's undeniably gifted. But the question now is whether audiences can separate the headlines from her work. It's a tough spot for any actor, and right now, Sydney seems to be learning just how quickly Hollywood's support can fade. When Christy Martin flopped, Sydney Sweeney handled it with grace, saying, "We don't always make art for numbers, we make it for impact." If this film gave even one woman the courage to take her first step towards safety, then we've succeeded. It was a heartfelt response that showed how much the project meant to her. However, actress Ruby Rose publicly disagreed, claiming the original version of the film was changed for the worse. She said, "The original script was incredible. None of the people want to see someone pretending to be us. You ruined the film, period." That comment spread fast online, adding more pressure to an already tough moment for Sydney. At the same time, her controversial American Eagle ad was blowing up online, all while she was busy filming Euphoria Season 3. It was clear she was juggling massive projects and headlines all at once, and it started showing just how chaotic her year had become. While filming Euphoria Season 3, rumors began swirling that Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney's friendship had cooled off. Reports claim Zendaya wanted to keep her distance and avoid doing joint press appearances, though nothing has been confirmed. Allegedly, it's all about protecting her image and avoiding unnecessary drama, especially since Sydney has faced so much online controversy lately. Some insiders say Zendaya just wants to focus on the show itself without distractions, which totally makes sense. Adding to the speculation, fans online have joked about Sydney being a little too complimentary towards Zendaya's longtime boyfriend, Tom Holland. Old tweets resurfaced where Sydney had liked posts calling him so attractive and fire, and social media ran wild with it. There's no solid proof of any real issue between them, but fans can't stop talking, especially since all three will likely have to share the spotlight again when Euphoria returns. Hollywood drama never seems to rest. At this point, it might be best for Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney to keep their distance, at least until the Euphoria spotlight cools down. Recently, new dating rumors have linked Sydney to a well-known music executive, and fans have had mixed reactions online. Some think it's just another headline moment, while others believe it's showing a more authentic side of who Sydney really is. Now, all eyes are on Euphoria Season 3, her biggest shot at reminding everyone why she became a star in the first place. It could be her chance to reset the narrative, reconnect with fans, and let her acting speak louder than the noise. There's still time for a comeback, but it's clear the next chapter of her career will be crucial. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into Hollywood's wildest stories.